Hello, lovely people. Normal service is being resumed right now. So, challenge is done. Challenge is done. Let's talk about the aftermath, shall we? It is, I think it's about 8 weeks on now, and I have recorded loads of little talky videos to the camera and realised that when I started putting the video together, it was a lot of waffle that you don't need to see. So, I've done a little summary here so I can chat to you about everything that's gone on since. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster, let me tell you that. Before I go any further, I've just got a huge thank you to say to every one of you. The support I've had before, during and after the challenge has been amazing. Lots of questions. I've had so much. I've wanged on about a lot to a lot of people, so if anyone's bored by it, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Ask the question, you get an answer. As I speak, we've raised somewhere around £6,300, which is absolutely amazing. Half of that will go to Muscular Dystrophy UK directly, and the other half is going to help Alex with adaptations such as height adjustable wheelchair and better flooring for him to get about the house, because his needs are increasing. His condition grows ever worse. Such is the nature of muscular dystrophy. It's crap, but it's how we deal with it. We just crack on, needs must. No point whinging about it, is there? So, speaking about whinging, post-event blues. Bloody hell, that was a thing. So I finished the challenge, and I'm about a week later, well, maybe even less than that, I was in a real I was not in the best mental state. It's a thing. Post-challenge, post-event blues. You spend all this time building yourself up for something as ridiculous as what I did that lasted for so long, and I was clinging on for dear life in the last few days. Got to the end, had a big party, wonderful, saw loads of people, and then like the week after, it's just like a full empty feeling. I've recorded bits to camera, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. It's a bittersweet thing is finishing these challenges. One of the things was that I've been doing this thing for 9 years, fundraising now, always with a view to there's something else in the future to aim towards. If I'm not having my own challenge, I had another one either the same year or a year ahead, and this particular challenge was a seed in my head about 4 years ago, sometime in 2021 I think, and then the whole planning for this was 3.5 years. It was complete, done, nothing to look forward to in the future, which is the first time that's happened since I started fundraising. I've always had something to look forward to train for, and that stopped. So there was an emptiness. That's the easiest way to describe it, and I didn't know how to fill it. One way of filling it was with eating. It's not good. Eating and drinking probably a bit too much. Not bad drinking, just a rum and coke here or there. During the challenge itself, I lost 1.5 kilos, up to 1.5 kilos, which I was genuinely surprised with. I thought I might have lost a little bit more, but it turns out I'm really quite efficient. My body's quite efficient. All this ridiculous amounts of training that I've been doing adds up, and your body learns to adapt in the way it does. It's good that way, isn't it? Just let me give you a quick clean. So yes, I was eating and eating too much. I put 6 kilos on in the 6 weeks directly after, which feedback loop makes you more down. I'm like, oh no, more weight's gone on. But you'll be pleased to hear I've started reversing that again. It's leveled off, started coming back down again. I spent 10 days off the bike. That didn't help. I needed to though. After something like that, you need to rest, recuperate, recover everything. There was all sorts wrong with me. I spoke about it on the challenge, but the cardiac fatigue was real. My heart rate was coming down every day, one after the other, apart from the Scotland day, because that needed more effort. The penultimate day in Northern Ireland, my average heart rate was 103, despite me not going at a slow pace. So that was a little bit terrifying. So I had 10 days off the bike, partially because the bike itself, which we'll talk about in a moment, was in for a service, a much much needed service, partially because my body just demanded it. I was properly in need of rest. The bike itself, it didn't need a great deal. I tried to do the whole thing on one pair of tyres, didn't quite make it, as you saw. I had to change the rear wheel. Thankfully I had a spare, thanks to Hunt, which got me through the last day. Turns out my rear tyre was down about 20 psi at the end of the Friday in Northern Ireland, so thankfully Ethan and the gang brought me a spare set of wheels down and I put them on. The bike itself needed a headset bearing, the bottom bracket bearing and a rear hub bearing, but for a spare wheel, not for the Hunt. That's fine. So that was good. Didn't really need anything else at all. Me, on the other hand, I'm still broken. So I'll just put you here for a moment, just give you a little balance. So, nerve damage. So all the pressure on here, not necessarily this hand's fine. My left hand, I can't understand why, because that's one I tend to hold the camera with. I have more nerve damage through here than anywhere else, and I still can't cross my fingers. I've spoken to a climbing physio, because I climb. He says it's just nerve damage. It will repair in the long term. It's not ideal. I can do just about everything in life, but I've just got no real strength in certain aspects in that hand. That's by the by. That doesn't really matter that much. I'd had my 10 days off the bike, I'd got back on, I did a quick 45 minutes on Zwift. My heart still wasn't quite right, I wasn't getting up to normal zone numbers, it just wouldn't climb, so I had another couple of days off here and there, and then after about 3 weeks, went out on a club ride with my buddies, everything seemed normal, and since then, despite my weight going up a bit, I've been smashing PBs on all of my local little courses without any effort. I do a little TT from here down towards Carnforth. It's 18.5 mile. No, it's not a TT course, it's not flat, and there's a roundabout. But with no effort, I've PB'd it a few weeks ago with an average in a zone 2. And I'm doing it everywhere at the moment. So that really perked me up. But then, about 2 weeks ago, and Russ, my mate Russ, you know Russ, he will attest to, I had another huge crash. Not on the bike, mentally. I was not in a good place at all. And again, it's because no future plans, I think, and sounds like a whinge, I don't mean it to be. With all of the wonderful stuff that's happening in the cycling world at the moment, with Molly Weaver, who set a new world record around the perimeter, the coast road of the UK, Amy Hudson doing the Tour de France plus transfers, Chris Hall, he's out doing stuff at the moment. I was just a bit miffed why I wasn't getting any recognition in the media. It's still to this day, but it is what it is. Why are you all clouded up? I know people in the industry, and it's just a little bit disheartening. It's understandable, because the only reason I do this is to get bigger social outreach. The more people that see what I do, the more likely it is to get donations. I'm not doing this for fame or money, I just want more donations. For my lad, and for other people that suffer like him. That's better, sorry. Having lens issues. Yes, however, none of this is going to deter me. I will still continue to do what I do and try and be a fundraiser for the help of others. As for the future of, well, the channel, me, this, that and the other, loads. Long term, not 100% sure. I've got ideas that I'm working on, but they are not for talking about right now. Short term, you guys have got a boatload. Obviously there's been a delay in me needing to make videos, but in the background stuff's been happening. I've done an interview, I have done a descending workshop with Andrew on 2 Wheels. He was here this weekend just gone. That's coming out really soon. Before that, I made changes to my bike, to my setup. I've gone full UCI illegal, but the reasons will be apparent in the video, and they work because they've been on for a little while now. What else has there been? I've got a hill grimmage to do, up Great Dunfell with a Cold Dark North, so that's a repeat of last year. I'm hopefully going out with Chris Hall. He's currently cycling around the perimeter of Great Britain. I'm hoping to go and join him on Wednesday, try and get some of his thoughts. What else is coming? Oh, I've got more changes In fact, the day after the Pilgrimage, I'm going down to Paddock Cycles in Rugby for more big changes to my bike. I've got the Struggle Borderlands, which is coming, but that's not till September. I say till September, that's 6 weeks off. So hopefully there's a bunch of us doing that. I'm going to see what that's all about. Yeah, there's loads to come. There is loads to come. If you've got any questions, do ask away. There's probably stuff that I've got wrong on some of these videos, but you know, I'm a human. I'll get stuff wrong. And fingers crossed, I'll get fully repaired with this. But I'm fully back to normal, back to me, back to exercising. I did a decent week last week, 360k, 350k last week, something like that. So we're back to normal, back to happy Scott, back to knobhead, and looking out for doing all sorts and getting fitter and stronger and faster. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you out at some point. If not in the summer, then in the winter or next year. It's all to come. Anyway, again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the care, the love, the donations and the advice. Really is appreciated, and I will see you on the next video. Love you, bye.